The other day I made a video about how I didn't give my 8-year-old a lecture on nutrition when he asked me if a bell pepper was healthy. And I just went with like, all foods give your body nutrition, all foods give your body energy. And I left it at that. People lost their freaking minds. They could not comprehend why I wouldn't have sat my 8-year-old down and explained to him that there are healthy foods and unhealthy foods. And you have to make sure that you're mostly eating healthy foods. He is 8, people. You need to factor in brain development here. I fear that even as adults, a lot of you aren't able to comprehend the nuance that would be required of this conversation. There are studies showing that the more that you teach and preach and lecture children on nutrition, the more likely you are to set them up for disordered eating habits and eating disorders. I'm a dietitian. Obviously, I want my children to understand what good nutrition looks like, but that has to be done, number one, in an age-appropriate way, and number two, it happens more through showing them than it does you lecturing them, because you creating this false dichotomy of which foods are good, which foods are bad, which foods are healthy, which foods are unhealthy. Not every food is universally going to be healthy or unhealthy for every person under every circumstance. There's so much context and nuance that would need to go in that, but our culture loves to just blanket statement these things, and it's not helpful. Children take things far too literally because their brains are wired to be so concrete at such a young age. So instead of the good food, bad food lecture with your kids, instead I would encourage you to just model balanced eating for them. Provide them with reliable, predictable, and structured meals and snacks. Put all the food groups in front of them on a regular basis so that they can visually see what balance looks like, and then encourage them to listen to their bodies when they're eating. You don't need a lecture beyond that. I promise you the lecture does more to mess them up than it does to help them. Think about it as show, not tell. This is what I teach my clients inside Non-Dieters Club to do all the time. And for so many of them, we're undoing the toxic crap that they learned when they were children from their parents and all of the different rules and comments that were made about food. And they have had to work actively to create food neutrality for themselves. The people I know with the most messed up relationship with food were the ones who had psycho parents who were preaching way too much of this good food, bad food crap and all of the different dieting rules in the house, or the people who had absolutely no boundaries and structure with food whatsoever. There has to be a middle ground, and that's what I show my clients how to do.